Alright guys, it's Daniel from Guiltless Foods, and today I'm going to show you how to recreate a family favourite, the pizza. So in order to make a pizza healthy, low carb, low calories, it's quite a common pizza base. However, this is the only recipe that I found that works. We're going to be making a cauliflower pizza base. So cauliflower being one of the ingredients, eggs being the second. And this, I've got this is effectively low fat cheese. So this is just the brand that I use because it's pretty much the only one we can get in the UK. It tastes like Parmesan, it's really good melter, perfect for this recipe. So what we're going to need is 230 grams of grated cauliflower, 2 large eggs, and 125 grams of your cheese. So the other things you're going to need your oven preheating to 200 degrees Celsius, about 425 Fahrenheit. You need a baking tray lined with a silicone mat or some baking parchment or greaseproof paper. Bear in mind it does tend to stick even to this. It doesn't stick very badly to this, but the baking parchments and the greaseproof paper it does stick to. And I'm going to be using just a flan ring. This is going to help me create the lips on the side of the pizza, the kind of ridges. By all means, it's not necessary. You can just kind of freehand it. And I'm just going to hit the ring with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray. That'll just ensure that it definitely doesn't stick. Now, this recipe makes 4 thin crust pizza bases or 2 thick crust pizza bases. Now bear in mind, obviously the thick crust has got twice the amount of calories. However, the calories in this are so low that you've got the option there. The option's there. You don't need to worry about it calorie wise. Now with the cauliflower, we're just going to need to grate it, and what we're going to grate are the florets or the flowers on this. Mainly because they're the most tender, and we're going to be microwaving it, so we want them to cook quickly in the microwave. Don't throw away the stalk or any leftover bits because they're really good if you chop them up, have them with hummus as a snack. Really good like that, or make a soup out of them if you can collect enough, if you're going to be making that much pizza. So what I'm going to do is I've got my mixing bowl here, I've got my grater, my mixing bowl is on my weighing scales. I'm literally just going to grate it as I weigh it into the bowl. Just so that there's no wastage. Alright, so there's my cauliflower all nicely grated. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in the microwave at 1000 watts for 5 minutes, give it a stir, put it back in and be in there for another 5 minutes. That's just to help dry it out, get all the moisture out there, so that your base will actually hold together. Now whilst the cauliflower is in the microwave, I'm going to grate 125 grams of my cheese, and once that's grated you are pretty much done, apart from forming the base, putting it in the oven, baking it, and then putting whatever toppings on that you want and enjoying it. Okay, so the cauliflower is out of the microwave. It should be quite dry and it's shrunk down a little bit. That doesn't matter because you're going to add this pile of cheese here that I grated and cleverly disguised off camera. Add it whilst it's still hot, that way your cheese can melt. And then once your cheese is melted, after you've stirred it in, you're going to add your eggs. Now if you add your eggs obviously in at this point before your cheese is melted, what's going to happen is the mix is going to cool down and your cheese isn't going to melt. So I'll get stirring, and then once the cheese is melted, I'll show you what happens when we add the eggs and add our seasoning. Okay, so once you've mixed all your cheese in, basically you should just have a big ball of melty, cheesy, cauliflowery gloop. Now, seasonings wise, I am just going to add black pepper. I am obsessed with this stuff at the minute. It's really, really good for your insulin sensitivity. It's also high in antioxidants. It's just in general very healthy, tastes very good, adds a lovely spice. So I'm going to add quite a lot of black pepper just so I can taste it. So that is quite a lot of black pepper. And I'm going to crack 2 eggs into here. See if I can still do it one-handed. Yep. Haven't lost the touch. This one I won't be able to do, not really. Lost the show. That's what you get for showing off. Right. Now I'm just going to incorporate the eggs. If you've ever made choux pastry, this should seem familiar because it doesn't quite go to begin with. So I'm going to switch to a whisk. I'll see you once this is all done. Right guys, so the mix is mixed. Took a bit of elbow grease, had to roll the sleeves up, but I got it done. And what I've done is I've basically taken half of it, patted it all out to the size of the ring. This is a 12-inch ring, so and it's made quite a thin crust, so bear in mind if you're making 4 of these, it is going to make 4 quite small pizzas. So this is just going to go in the oven, again 200 degrees Celsius, 420 Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes or until it's golden brown and it's set. Okay, so the pizza crust is out of the oven. This is what it looks like. Nice and brown, it's firm to the touch, it's set. And I've got a confession to make, it only took 20 minutes, so ignore my previous comment of 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It only took 20 minutes. Everybody's oven is different, mind, so keep an eye on it anyway. I'm going to let this cool down 90% of the way, so then I can easily remove it from the mould and the tray. It will shrink back like anything bakes, shrinks back as the moisture evaporates, and then you can easily remove the ring. Also it's really hot, so touching the ring is out of the question anyway. So that's the base, that's how it's done. This will not fall apart, guaranteed. Tastes really good, don't need any extra salt because you've got the cheese in there, it's really nice and cheesy. And we'll go over the macros now. Okay, so the recipe I've given you serves for the cauliflower pizza crust that I made is a double portion. So I'm going to give you the macros, I gave you the recipe, I'm going to give you the macros for 4. So each pizza crust has only got 103 calories, 3 grams from fat, 3 grams from carbohydrates, 1 from fibre, so a net 2 grams of carbohydrates, and 16 grams of protein. Now that means it's obviously very high in protein, which means that your body is going to be using more energy to break down that protein to use as energy, which is always a bonus. And also this is low calorie, tastes fantastic, it just tastes like cheese basically. So if you really like cheese and you're dieting, this actually was a game changer for me. I tried to have it every single night because on the diet that I was on, I really wanted something savoury, something cheesy, something guilty. Well, here you go, here's a healthy version. So please guys, make this. The toppings I'm going to put on it are just going to be some tomatoes from a tin with some mushrooms and some mascarpone. It's one of my favourite pizzas. It's going to be under 400 calories, which is actually around about 350, 400 calories less than the mushroom and mascarpone pizza from my local supermarket that I used to love. So half the calories, same size, better flavour, homemade, you know exactly what's in it. You feel accomplished because you're on your diet, you're sticking to it. So please guys, make this, you won't be disappointed. And if you want to see more content like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you. just in case you doubted that it might fall apart. I don't think that's going anywhere. So, please make and enjoy.